We are on the internet.
Okay.
And you're gonna record a whole like intro.
I got one written here. You want me to read it out?
You do it right now.
Do it right now.
Or he'll never do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Zephyr of Decay. This is a short adventure featuring the DC-20 beta in a post-apocalyptic Faerun setting. This is our first introduction into DC-20, so please bear with us as we learn the rules together, and let's all live play with our favorite PP.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm done.
You have to
I'm not sure what kind of music to put to it.
Clip that out.
clip that and add it to the beginning of every one.
Yeah.
Well, the first one we gotta have everything, but the second one I'll put it in the beginning.
Just re-record something that's not that.
That's awesome.
So we've
So it says PP.
we rolled our stats. Everyone's rolled to see who becomes the leader of the group, and then we've determined that. What's your name?
My name is Eduardo Hyman Coley.
Shit.
Here we go.
Okay, so
And what was that bonus I get?
Forgot now. I think you get a minus for Eduardo.
You get to be
though,
the leader.
Yeah, you get to be the leader.
It's not a
That's
big
pretty
enough
sweet.
bonus.
So you get +4 stress.
And I am a human monk.
And he's a
A
human
honk,
monk.
if you were gonna do what you do.
A honk.
A honk.
Okay.
Maybe we can go around. Does everyone have a name now at this point?
I got one.
I'm going through random name generator right now.
Okay. we can take our time on the names. We can. So one thing I want to do to start with our world building is I'm gonna get everyone to roll a d20. You can all do that now. Highest roll is gonna go first.
Nope.
Good.
I got 17.
You're going first.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
going first.
I got 6.
So, as part of the world building exercise here, I want everyone to create something interesting in Myth Drannor. So that could connect to your character or not.
Uh-huh.
If you want something as the rogue to be an intricate thieves guild that you name the leader of, it could be totally different.
I am the leader of.
You could choose to be the leader, sure.
Mhm.
Your first level, so it's a really shit thieves guild.
Right. I just started it up, and there's one person working for me right now.
It's like a little really gullible child that you you told that this is a game and everything.
I could maybe be a little bit of muscle if you're shaking people down.
Okay.
You guys could be working together in this thieves guild, potentially.
I'm not good at thieving, but I could muscle people.
This thing also doesn't have to connect at all to your character if you have.
They can just be part of my background.
You can throw out something else if you want to, a temple or,
What's your name?
or whatever.
We're still.
You shouldn't have rolled the 17. I need your name now.
Well, come on, you said I got time.
Well, don't roll so well.
Zach. It's got to be Zach.
Well,
Zach Hyman Grinder.
Doesn't matter what.
no, there's two kinds with both had like.
Maybe there was a
You know
house
the one
that
you had last time?
maybe there was a house that you
what's
robbed,
the
a
other one?
specific house that was the first take that was like a big deal for you.
Yay.
Yeah,
You could
the other one you had that one.
come up
That
with
one?
the name of
Oh, the
a
other
manor.
Well,
that-
sure. Usually
I
I spend 3 weeks coming up with a backstory, you know, like, not like on the
So this
spot.
doesn't have to be backstory related.
No, it doesn't have to be, but it could be.
It
So
could
you
be.
just want something connecting.
I want everyone to give me a thing. It doesn't have to connect to your character. It could just be something that connects to Myth Drannor.
Okay. Okay, I like that. I'm like a cat burglar kind of thing, and I have knocked over a house that I got some information on and stole some papers. Maybe some very important papers. Something that I wasn't intending on getting, but I scooped the money and got the papers too, and now I don't know what these papers are, and I'm like, oh shoot, someone's going to come looking for these papers.
You don't know where to put them, or
I don't know who to sell them to. You know, I was just there for the money, but I'm like, I can't get rid of them. They're worth something.
And what are we going to call this? Manor or castle or
The
hideaway.
Castle. What's the opposite?
This is the thing. If I don't come up with it fast enough,
someone
it
else?
becomes something about
No, this
Zach
is
Hyman.
this is your moment.
Castle Simon.
You can come up with
It's
something.
Castle Maximus.
Ah,
You can-
yes, I like that. Okay.
That's stupid. Good thing this is a short campaign. That place is awful.
Well, someone needs to steal from Maximus.
Uh-huh. I like it. I'm stealing
Okay,
from
Castle Maximus.
Maximus's manor or whatever.
Okay, Maximus Manor. All right, perfect. Maximus Manor.
Maximilian.
All right, Mike, you're up.
Oh,
What's
Okay.
your character called?
my name is Gideon.
Gideon.
Yeah. I'm an old war veteran. Paladin. I was recently found at the gates after an expedition went out to find this holy relic. I was a sole survivor. My armor was torn to shreds. I barely made it back alive.
Okay.
Quite injured. And so now I've got this Lucerne hammer that's that glows when I hold it, and that's my source of my powers.
Okay. So everyone is a member of a group, all of us, called the Mistsworn, and you guys are part of a really rare group of people at birth that were given magical imbuements that make you immune to the Zephyr. So there's very, very few people, like several dozen people, that are capable of doing this, and you're one of them. So the adventure you just went on was not super distant in the great lands off in the distance, because the people of Myth Drannor are the last bastion of civilization. But you did go to the north or whatever. You led off in a direction. You were gone for a week.
And we went into the mists.
One of the greatest expeditions that's ever been tried up to this point since the world was destroyed. And everyone else died, which happens even to the Mistsworn, which is the guild that you guys are all a part of.
Mist sworn.
Mistsworn. So you were part of one of the greatest explorations that have been done for like 150 years. Very, very few people have ever left. And you guys collectively are all, the main thing you do is protect the community by doing short excursions to kill monsters on the reaches of civilization. But the leadership of Myth Drannor, who the Mistsworn work for, have been discussing going on larger missions, and this is the first one they attempted, and it was an absolute disaster because you're the only one that came back. But they would like to push further out and figure out what's actually out there and see if there's more people out there. And so your intel was super invaluable to everybody, and that creates great honor in your name.
Okay.
And can you maybe name me a tower or something? Like what did you arrive at? Was it a ruin?
A ruined castle / temple, and it was infested with undead.
Perfect. And we'll say it was north of.
Waterdeep.
No, we're in Mr. North. Waterdeep is a real fucking distance from here. Waterdeep would take months and months of travel to get to. Okay, Will, you're up.
Oh, I got 3. Could I wait for my brother to go first so I can?
No.
No, you have to go first.
That's not how circles
Sucks
work.
for you.
So my name is Jaren.
Jaren?
Jaren.
How's that spelled?
J Aryth.
Okay.
Say that again.
Jaryth. Jareth.
Okay.
As everybody else, I've lived here my entire life.
Yep.
I've gone through many odd jobs. Mainly, I've worked as an accountant. I went a little bit into the legal system. Never actually really enjoyed it. Not my kind of work. And I have another job that I don't tell anybody. But if you come to a certain tavern after dark, you might find me.
What's the name of this tavern?
The Blushing Barmaid.
Perfect. The Blushing Barmaid. So the ownership of the Blushing Barmaid knows you well. And
Yep.
you've worked with them for a short time, long time. You rent a room from them. What is it?
Oh, I don't rent a room. Other people rent rooms.
Okay,
Yeah.
but they've seen
By
you
the hour?
By the hour, yeah.
by the hour. Right.
No, by the minute.
So this is a skeezy bar, or is this a really high class type thing?
Really skeezy.
Okay,
I'm taking notes. You're not doing nothing.
in the Dwarven district or something like that, like in the slums of town, you go down there and do whatever you want to do.
Work my trade.
Raw dog it.
So
Rugged.
you were obviously real shit at being an accountant because you're making a copper a night doing this. Whatever this is that gets done to you. Is that right or no?
Whatever it is.
Or you're an amazing accountant, but you like the thrill of this.
You just
Maybe
couldn't-
both.
Couldn't sit in a chair for 8 hours. At nighttime.
Depends on the chair.
Okay. Gord, you're up.
My name is Eduardo,
Yes.
and I'm a human monk. And I met this gentleman over there. I'm not sure what his name is. I'm not sure he knows either. But I was just looking for work, and we met up, and he needed a little bit of muscle, and my fist worked pretty well.
So you work as a member of the Thieves Guild?
I work with him. I don't know if I'm
It's
a
a-
member.
it's
I'm
a-
hired.
A new upstart.
I'm a consultant, fist consultant,
He's known for his fisting.
Okay.
with my stiff arm.
And what can you give me as a location or building in...
I would
Was
say
there
there's
a temple that you trained at?
yeah, I would say there's a dojo in town, maybe a
Okay.
small kind of in the back, maybe next to his
Oh, in like a really crappy part of town?
skeezy end of
Okay.
town.
Is this...
And it's not very safe. Like people can be killed in this dojo if you're,
Okay.
and it's just it's just it's pretty nasty with some of the.
Is this
sparring.
a monk order that follows a specific god? Or is it just a pure martial arts type?
I think this is a guy who's maybe looking for certain types of people, the master, and if you don't kind of, maybe he's trying to build up a team around him, and if you don't really fit or are good enough, you'll probably end up in the back alley dead.
Alright. Scary dojo.
Scary dojo.
What do you call this dojo? Mojo dojo?
This is the guild that
Blowjo
I'm
Mojo,
running.
good job.
No,
this is I'm
This
just
is
like a
prior to
hired
this.
person. That's
Oh,
how we know each other.
Contract. You're on contract.
I'm on contract. Yeah, so this is the
Black Talon. Cobra Kai.
oh god.
You want to run name generator?
God, the
By the
pressure.
time it gets to these guys, they're gonna have good
Okay,
names. At
yeah.
least.
The blushing
The
bugbear.
smoking dojo.
Jeez. I'll call it the
Rusty Hole.
This is how do you get anyone? You just kill their creativity by throwing out lame things.
He's got his time.
right.
What's lame about Rusty Hole? That's a good one.
Well, it depends which direction if you're trying to play a serious game of
Well, that's
D&D,
what I'm hoping.
right?
The bullets,
It's the
The
man.
bullets.
It's the man.
as in the monster.
Oh, okay, I see. ETTE. All right,
Yeah.
the Bullet Dojo.
The blowjo.
That is the nickname.
AKA the Blowjo.
I was just reading one of the spells I'm writing down, and it popped in my head, and I had to say it.
And that's why you left.
Now it's got to be called the blowjo.
Okay, so our second warlock, Art.
My name is Carl Dean.
Carl Dean.
Yep.
Not
Carl
Joe.
Dean. Carl Dean. Carl Dean.
Carl
Carl Dean.
Got it!
Awesome.
How do you spell Dean? Just want to know.
D-E-A-N.
D-A-N?
D-E-A-N.
D-E-A-N. Okay, good.
You get inspiration.
I'm a blacksmith,
Okay.
and I also am
I'm also a blacksmith
tinkerer.
and a carpenter and a cook.
I belong to a blacksmith called the Warbreaker's Arms.
Ah, the Warbreaker's Arms. Awesome. And do you forge weapons, armor, all that?
Armor.
Okay,
Mostly.
mostly armor.
Yeah.
Do you also forge like mundane items for people, or just,
Yeah, I'm capable of it.
right?
Not
But your
like-
main passion is forging
Yeah.
armor. All right, awesome. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself?
Nope.
Okay. Spencer?
I am Lennox Graves.
Lennox Graves?
Yep.
Lennox?
That is not a side character name.
The fallen Angelborn commander.
Whoa. This is why he had to have time to pick his name, because come on.
You guys can change your names too. You don't have to
No,
give
I'm
me
not
a-
changing that. That's
That's
gold
a good
right
name.
there.
Much in the same way. I've lived here my entire life. I've ventured out on many of adventure. One was the what's the word I'm looking for? The rumor that there was fairies reaching out for help from the Fae, and upon exploring these ruins that had this portal to the Fae, I accidentally opened up the portal and let the Zephyr and all of that go into the Fae, which potentially killed this.
Were you saying you destroyed the Fae realm?
This orchard throne.
No, you don't give the backstory that the Fae realm is gone.
You said I could pick a thing. A random name generator. Whether this happened or not, this is the story.
Oh, this is the rumor of
This is the
having
story
happened.
that I told.
Oh, the rumor.
Destroyed the Fae realm.
Okay.
So this portal opened, and this potentially happened, or not.
Rumored to
Who knows at
have
this point in
destroyed
time.
the Fae realm.
And this is my fallen Angelborn story, is that I potentially destroyed the Fae realm.
So you feel really bad about having.
So you're
this
the
having
angel
happened.
of death now.
So I fell from my Angelborn status to a fallen Angelborn with this quest.
With this, oops.
Interesting. I don't. I haven't
Meant to
read how
pose
the
that
angel
to her.
born work, but there's must be a hierarchy if you can fall from it. Then.
Yeah, it says in the Angelborn that you have it, and it's very holy and
Okay.
everything like that. And then there's the section where it says that you can be a fallen Angelborn by something that happened in your backstory or some big traumatic event that happens during the campaign.
So there would be communities of every race basically exist in Myth Drannor. It's expanded out from where it was before because it's the only safe place left, and there was massive refugees coming in. So
I remember that time when we were walking downtown, and those fairies saw you, and you're like, "Yeah, that's the guy! That's the guy!"
there aren't any fairies left; they're all dead.
They were visiting, eh? Just there.
Yeah, there was like one fairy that was left that wasn't in the Fae realm.
You're like, damn, I missed you.
We're
So-
So
So
the
the Angelborn district of town, you probably don't go there because they don't like you at all. Like they think you.
Probably not welcome there.
It's the wrong side of the tracks.
They don't forgive.
And what do we want to call the area that the Angelborn hang out in? The Golden Lands or the Golden District or
That sounds right.
all right, the Golden District. So you don't go ever to the.
You
Golden
have to go
District.
through the shower gates, right?
We're trying to play a serious game with you here.
I was gonna say the Golden Arches, but you know,
Exactly.
There's
yours sounds way worse.
there was a lot of, so it's been a couple hundred years, so the community's evolved, but when everyone showed up, obviously they sort of stuck together. Like the dwarves were like, we're gonna stay here, and everyone knew that this was the last place you could go. But in the couple hundred years that have happened since then, everyone gets along pretty well. The people don't necessarily stick to their little areas, but it's like a Chinatown type thing where you can see the history of the area was founded by what your fallen angel born liked. So they created things in their image and stuff. It's not only Angelborn that lived there now. people rotate around, and it's not weird that you live in a different district with elves or dwarves or whatever, but you try to avoid that area as much as you can. All right. So that's just a little world building that I wanted to do. I'm going to use those notes to work more on the map of Myth Drannor.
I live in the Dwarvish district. FYI.
Okay. The Dwarvish district.
And as you guys have been,
You're a fiend-born? Fiend-born?
Yep,
Is that what it's called?
I guess we're both
Fire.
We're both out of Skeezy.
The skis.
The Skeezy district.
All right.
The ski stick.
The skeezy blowjo.
as you guys have been sharing and discussing, I've come up with a character name.
Phew.
Yes, I picked
Phew.
Respin Lulin.
Respin.
That's what I picked.
How do you spell Lulin?
Lulin.
Does he like lemons?
He's an elf, but he's more of an outcast elf. He's been unfortunate to have been blessed with some short genes, and he's only 5'7".
Just a wee little elf.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So we allow to see.
He wears pointed shoes.
Keebler? Not quite that short.
Keebler?
And are you the leader of a brand new upstart thieves guild,
Yes.
or you are? Okay.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
We have
Okay.
one person in it.
What is the name of your thieves guild?
We are the Red Letter Guild. And currently,
It's just the two of you so
it's
far.
just the two of us. Yeah.
And what's your code name? Pickpocketo?
So I'm not necessarily part of the guild, but I'm just on contract. I'm a hard hand.
That means you're a member. You can't get it. Once you're in, you can't get
Yeah,
it.
you've got
nobody ever leaves.
that Red Letter brand.
Once you check in,
Right
never-
there.
What?
Forehead.
You branded me? I'd like to see you try.
No, you accepted it
Where did you get?
willingly.
Oh, now you're writing
In
my
No,
backstory.
in my backstory, you accepted it willingly.
But in my backstory, it was actually invisible ink, so it rubbed off.
Maybe it was like passed out and you got like in a branding iron and you branded him.
It's okay. It doesn't have to happen in the backstory. It can happen later in the campaign.
Did this happen at the Blojo or at the...
Yeah. Did you stick me at the blowjo?
The blushing barmaid is in the blowjo.
I'll give you some options.
We're right above it, or below.
Yeah, that's right. It's two rickety buildings.
no,
One
there-
goes above.
One shaking above and one shaking below.
And there's like one apartment in between.
Oh yeah, the cheapest place.
That's where
in
you
town.
live.
No.
That's where all the fallen angels go. Live.
What does everybody feel like their social class would be? What if we start with Spencer? Would you be rich guy, poor guy, whatever you prefer?
More of the upper middle class. I have no problems getting jobs as a commander. And
Yeah, for sure you would. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, awesome. Jason?
I think I've been cast down from an upper class family. So I no longer associate with them, but maybe that's where some of my history is.
Okay, so you understand the nuance of it, but it's not what you
That's
identify
not where
as.
I live, no.
And
I would see my Gideon would be like a descendant of like a minor noble house, like barely known, kind of like the kind of people that kind of just barely scrape their head above water, kind of noble house, not something
okay,
known. Kind of the nobles would look down on them, even though they still have some kind of status.
and the lands that you had in the past, where you're human, right?
Yeah.
The lands that you had have probably been long destroyed, so the valley, even if you had a bunch of wealth back then,
Yeah, it's just title that doesn't really mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Thank you, title.
and Jareth,
Jareth, lower middle class.
all right, Eddie.
Eddie
Probably
is
pretty well-born.
yeah, he's logborn, but he's got money, but he doesn't spend it on himself. He just pockets it away for saving for something.
I probably say middle class, just for the sheer fact of like working.
Sure, yeah, you're a blacksmith. You're doing your job, yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, so you guys are all, you all know each other. A lot of you have known each other for many years. The ages all vary. You're probably 60 or something like that. you said you were an old knight.
That's canon now.
Yeah.
That's 60, but
Okay,
maybe in
40?
my 50s.
50? I don't know. You said you're an old knight.
Yeah.
59.
Yeah.
You're an elf, so you're
I'll be 300 or
150
something, yeah,
or whatever. Like,
I'll be 50.
So you're a fresh
Okay.
30.
Yeah.
I don't know age-wise how Angelborn work. You're
It's a number that
He could be
doesn't
1,000 years
Yeah.
old. It
You're
wouldn't-
Asian.
Angelborn, not
Asian-born?
Oh, wow.
What benefits does that give you?
You don't really know how old they are.
You didn't put proficiency on vehicle handling, did you?
Cool. Hey.
Too real. Too real.
Because we are in Faerun, you're using the Angelborn, and we can flavor it in any way you like. But you're technically just
Asmar?
Asmar essentially, because it's
Which is roughly the same ages, I think.
Maybe a little bit longer.
and same with you guys are age times of tieflings using the
But I think tieflings have like normal lifespans.
yeah. I
They're
don't
not that long.
I don't remember
They're like
specifically.
So would you be like born in the heavens as a celestial being?
You could say that.
Well, if we're saying like Asmar would have been a descendant of.
But if you're liking the way that like, your whole backstory
The fallen
has a
angel
little
thing,
bit
I liked it.
more interest to it, so we can say you maybe you were more of a angelic race or something, and you lost your powers. They stripped you of them, if you want.
Or the cataclysm did it?
Or you could have been immortal while you're an angel.
One of the things that the Zephyr does is
Fucking
one of
kick you in the
the
knee,
major
man.
thing that it fucked the world up with is rapidly aging things. So people that have incredible long lifespans
Don't
rapidly
run into
age to like really old age. Like there are elves that live to 900 years, and they all of a sudden went from being teenage type to being a senior, and all the humans that were in it just died, turned to
Except
dust.
for this old guy.
So all
He
of
probably
you
was really young then.
all of you were born at the start of the or after the start of the Zephyr. So you've all been infused with the powers of Kalimvor and Shar and Sylvanas at birth. They're trying to
How
do
does that work for you?
So then the humans are like a minority then. If they all died off.
they didn't all die. And the way the Zephyr works isn't the exact same thing everywhere. There are areas where things have devolved, other areas where they've evolved. Magics have been cut off in certain ways. The thought is that it seems like some kind of weird like cosmic force. It doesn't act in any intelligent way. It just kind of slowly wafts through the world, and there are areas where mountains have crumbled into dust as though millions of years have gone by, and other areas where rivers have dried up, and different regions of the world where rivers have been sprung up because mountains have been created up in the distance. So the geography of the world has changed. And what can happen is you could rapidly age. So if you wanted to, you could actually have been younger if you didn't want to create a long backstory of what you've done in the world. You could have actually aged some years during your excursion if you choose to do that. Or you could just have lived for 50 years.
No, I
here
think
and
I
then
like
you're-
that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I left as a younger soldier.
And you're the last, you're the only one that
Came
made
back.
it back.
Yeah.
All of the guys that you went on this trip with were the Mistsworn. Nobody leaves the safety of Myth Drannor if they're not Mistsworn, because they're almost guaranteed to just poof into ash. But it's not a guarantee that it works either for people. So you got aged.
Yeah.
Not as much maybe as you would have if you weren't imbued with the magic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't perfect for you.
I think my parents might have been petrified, and then after the cataclysm, maybe they got unpetrified, so they avoided the. Well, I guess they would have crumbled the rock, though. Dust. Never mind.
You could still go with petrified, but
Yeah.
just now they're dust.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
dust. Yeah.
They could have been petrified. You guys may have fled. Well, you're a human though, right?
I'm human.
So because he's an elf and he's 130 years old, the cataclysm happened sometime before that, like 20 years before that. So 150 years ago this happened. So you wouldn't have been born.
Maybe that's one of the things I want to find out is
What happened?
how did any humans survive this?
So Myth Drannor isn't only elves anyway. There's lots of humans here to start with.
Right.
The way that the Zephyr started it didn't blanket the world and everything all went to hell.
Oh, okay.
There
So
were,
humans
like-
in Myth Drannor weren't affected.
Yeah, anyone in Myth Drannor is safe. The
Oh,
Mythals saved everyone in Myth Drannor and the surrounding forests.
Yeah.
So not just the city, but the forests nearby are still unaffected, whereas there are areas of the forest that have decayed into nothing, turned to swamp, just all kinds of changes have occurred. But the Mythals that Myth Drannor have protect Cormanthor Forest as well, to a certain degree. So all the races were here, but also when the clouds started forming, they didn't just come at once. They were little areas all throughout Abertoral that reports were coming in like, something happened and like, this town is gone now, like what the fuck? And you could communicate and stuff. At this point now, it's settled in, this fog. It's moved randomly, it seems, throughout the world. It still wafts through the world, but it's a quiet, gentle, deadly mist.
Something you could probably avoid is slow enough you could avoid.
You wouldn't be able to because it's moving like a mist does. Like you can't avoid a cloud, right? It's too big to avoid potentially. There are many reports though of people seeing the mist over here and this mountain fell and they were safe. Or
It's a campaign-ending mist.
yeah.
Is what you're saying. Like, at any moment, it could just wipe out this whole campaign.
Yeah, if this DC 20 doesn't work, fucking
Mist is everywhere.
Uh-oh, guys. I see fog rolling in.
Uh-oh.
And the other thing that you know about the mists is that it disrupts the use of magic itself as well. Like it's some cosmic force that's so powerful that nobody understands what it could be that can stop Maestra's weave from existing. So if you try and send a sending spell from one side of the mist to the other, it doesn't work. And there's enough pervasiveness of the mist now that essentially all communications have been cut off from here.
So we don't know if, like, somewhere, like, far out in the world, there's another place like this.
There might be other safe places, but a huge amount of the world knew to come here because we were able to communicate early on when the disaster happened, that nobody knows that there's any other safe areas. Like all of the other major cities that have mages that could cast sendings and stuff were able to tell their allies that it's fucking gone now. Like, I'm the last one left. I'm trying to get to you. Some of them made it back and some didn't. You can't teleport through it and you can't use magical communications through it. So the most powerful wizards out there just had to try and walk back to Myth Drannor because they knew that was the only safe place to go. So you guys all have known each other for many years because you're members of the same guild, but you haven't been in the same party together for, like as a group for 30 years or anything like that. Members of the Mistsworn all just kind of come together. They get sent out by the city to, there's a issue up here, some kind of creature needs to be defeated. They'll put a group together, however many they need to go defeat enemies. So essentially you guys are sort of like bounty hunters and protectors of the area. and there's been this new decision that they want to try and send guys out. So they tried it with some guys. It didn't work very good. But they would like to explore a little further. And this talent that you have to survive the mists is something that they want to use to figure out what's going on in the rest of the world, if there are other survivors out there. So you do all know each other. You know each other's names. You all kind of grew up together because each of you was picked to become a member of this Mistsworn as a child. It can't be done to somebody later on. It has to be done during their first year of their life. So you guys are all standing together, middle of Myth Drannor, standing outside of the Blojo.
I walk over to.
The rusty hole.
No, there's a broomstick on there. It's like bang, bang, bang on the ceiling. I'll be like, Jareth, keep it down. Just everything's swaying.
You hear like beds and everything like moving back and
I
forth.
can't even hear the punching of faces.
Just the slapping of something else.
Just a slapping sound.
There's a lot of meat slapping going on.
Are we all here?
Yeah, you guys are all standing
I'll walk
together.
out as that Jareth will be done in a little bit.
I'm gonna yell.
Wait, smoke?
No, I kind of smoked
A
there.
little smoke.
It's supposed to be more Spanish.
Hey!
Jareth will be out.
It'll be down in a minute.
He's just busy.
We'll get there.
Yeah, workshop it.
So you all know that you need to head to the Mistsworn Hall. You have a bounty coming up, and you don't really know what the plan is, but you're going to head that way as soon as he's finished. And you know that the city, like essentially you work for the city. You're all happy to do this job because it's like the most prestigious thing you could do, kind of.
Well, my friends, we're all together here. Finally, Jareth, you finally show up.
After 2 minutes instead of 1.
You still get the same amount to coin?
It depends on how much.
Of coin one.
Depends on their tip.
All right.
But if I do go,
That's good enough. That is good enough.
Okay, all right.
Too much information.
All right, I must lead you to the.
Yes, that's right.
I got to lead you to the next mission that we're going to be on, and we shall be victorious, and we shall be amazing.
I have no idea why it says you have to pick a leader. It doesn't really matter at all. But you're in charge of everything.
Sure, I'll do that for a little bit.
So you walk up to the Mistsworn Guild Hall, and you see a big poster with bounties depicting wild beasts and dangerous foes. And a brief gust of wind kicks up, rustles flyers, and detaches one of them, sending him down to your feet. A tattered paper depicts a vicious beast. As the team, you guys have to tell me what the beast looks like.
Foley.
everybody says like one descriptive word.
Yes. One word
Oh
after.
yeah, this is gonna go real
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Winged.
Winged. Okay. And now Jason?
Scaly.
Winged, scaly.
Toothy.
Plump.
All right.
Minotaur.
Oh, all right. Now we're on to something.
Whoa.
One more word that finishes that off.
So winged, scaly,
Toothy.
toothy,
Plump.
plump. So we've got a fat, winged, scaled, toothy minotaur.
And you can add one more thing to that.
You can give his name.
That's separate. I also am going to need the name from you all.
And everybody does like two letters.
It has a limp.
Oh, okay.
A minotaur with a limp.
Yeah.
Now, do we do like each a letter?
I can't work the
Minotaur with a limp. Okay. All right,
and
excellent.
wings.
Oh,
Winged
yeah, I got winged.
minotaur with
Okay.
scales.
So we need a name for this winged, taily, plump minotaur with a limp.
Trogdor!
It's a Ramsalot, wasn't it?
What did you guys say? Trogdor?
Yeah.
Trogdor?
All right.
Trogdor. Yeah, it's a
An
it's
internet
a thing.
meme.
Yeah.
I heard Trump tard.
Trump card. And I also
we could go with Hawktua.
Arctua. That's pretty good for a Minotaur.
They call me Hawk.
And timely.
Hawktua.
I also need to know why Trogdor is so dangerous.
Now each of us has to do another
That's
word.
the Hawktua right there.
Oh, okay.
He's got a very acidic spit.
Okay. Arctua.
So it's Trogdor the Hawktua. Oh my goodness! How much more?
All right, you guys, serious game of D&D here.
Hey, PC-20. In the Faerun setting.
I see some flaws with this system so far.
Seems great, I would say.
What else can we make?
So written below the sun-bleached image and descriptions of the monster are tales of travelers mysteriously disappearing with little trace. And it directs you to head to Eugene in the Mistborn Guild Hall just up ahead. You guys know Eugene. He's been your contact for various missions.
Eugene.
Prior to this,
Eugene.
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 Yes, I didn't come up with the name. It was in the stupid campaign.
I know.
You guys have, in various ways, worked with Eugene. I think some of you have probably worked together before. Obviously, we know you two have. And you two are brothers, so you work together a lot.
No, I don't work with him at all.
I try to. He
Super
doesn't.
disdain about my
Strange
You're a
brothers?
pimp. You're his
No,
pimp.
I'm not. I live like the opposite side of town. I don't walk over to his side ever.
They have
And like
different
we all get
territories.
together,
have
and,
different
and he
territories.
walks up. He's like, oh.
He pimps this side of town. He pimps that side of town.
Oh, okay.
So, you guys know Eugene. You know where to find him. You guys want to head into the guild hall and speak with him?
Yes, we shall head in.
Oh,
Yes, Carl Dino go see Eugene.
all right. So you walk
Carl
into the
Lee has
guild
a
hall.
party with Eugene.
Eugene always coordinates with whatever the council is asked for the Mistsworn to do. So he's the guy that gets the words and hands them out to you guys.
Greetings, Eugene. Good to see you again.
It is great to see you. It is I, Smoke Gene. Hey!
Smoke Gene!
Yay!
The cousin name is Smoke-a-Gene. It's very nice.
Eugene says, "Oh, good, you guys are here to."
Very nice.
Very nice.
He says, "It's good to see that you guys have come in to go after Huktua, because Trogdor has been plaguing us for some time." Well, what is it your group is called again?
Oh boy.
Everybody,
go.
everybody
Here we
needs to
go.
get you a word.
The?
I need to know what to put on your gravestone should you not return.
What are you gonna
No,
add?
I'm not adding to this chaos.
Okay, what's your turn?
I got nothing but regret.
Okay.
Regret. Ours is regret.
That's our name.
Nothing but regret.
Well, the
Nothing
skip
but
regret.
regret.
We're skipping regret.
The skip regret so far.
It needs to be this long. That's
Yep.
just it. That's it.
Okay.
Skip regret.
All right, done.
The skipper.
The skip regret. That's it. All right.
Skip regret. That's it. All right.
Okay, good. So that's your group name. The skip
Okay,
regret. That's it.
good. Or okay, good.
TSRTI for short.
TSRT.
Okay, excellent.
Oh, there's a that's it at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, so then Eugene says, before I give you all this
That in
contract,
quotes.
show me what you got. I want to see what keeps you alive when your backs are against the wall. And we are going to do a social challenge. So, challenges are a fun way to resolve dramatic moments. You will each describe what your character is attempting to do to impress the Warden of the Mistborn, and I'll determine what check corresponds to it. I'll then make a check against the challenge, or you'll then make a check against the challenge DC, and you do it as a group to get more rewards. So each of you has to come up with something you think will be usable to impress Eugene. Casters can cast spells for free at this point. No mana point costs.
Can I cast a command on him and make him? He needs to make a charisma save.
He doesn't have to do saves or anything. It's you describing how you feel it would be helpful.
How would you impress him?
I'll say command, and I'll make him say that he's impressed.
Okay. I'm going to say at disadvantage, you're going to roll me a martial check. So just your prime plus your +4. Just roll +4 to that.
Prime +4.
At disadvantage, because that sucked.
So 7.
Okay.
What does he got to beat?
You don't get to know that. Suffice it to say, that didn't succeed. Okay, well, what would you like to do to impress him?
Oh, I'll just look at him. I'll pull out my boomerang.
Oh.
And I'll say, watch this. And I'll just whip it. How big is this place? Bring it already. Alright, whip it.
It's
wait.
I
Like a big
picture it
warehouse?
as like a large Viking sort of
With
like
an upper balcony
It's like
area.
a long.
Yeah.
What do you call those Viking longhouse?
Longhouse.
Yeah, longhouse.
So I throw my boomerang around it, and while it's doing that, I parkour up a couple beams up to like an upper balcony area, and then I catch it.
Okay, so you can either give
Dope
me.
monk shit.
That's a dope monk shit. You can give me an attack check, or you can give me acrobatics check, whichever you prefer. Which I think is +4 no matter what. So.
Acrobatics? I actually got a +1 on my acrobatics for something. So.
Okay, sweet.
13 + 5, 18.
18. Okay, perfect.
You see, you must grip on the wood when you're jumping up here, and then. I say in my Spanish voice.
He's impressed by that for sure. In fact, he's more than a normal amount impressed by that. What would you like to do?
I will use my intimidation skill because I am an intimidator. So once per combat, I can take the intimidate action as a minor action. So I'll walk up and in all of my fiendish and eyes are flaring red and heat radiating off my body. I said, "We'll be just fine as long as this goes quickly."
Okay, give me an intimidation check with advantage.
13.
Okay, that succeeds. Spencer?
You're like, what can I do? What can I do?
I can make somebody else do something.
Yeah.
Make him do something.
If you would like to, you can provide advantage to whatever Mr. Rogue is going to do. If you'd like to skip yours, and advantage stacks, so if he does something really, really cool, he'll get double advantage. If you want to do that. Or you can just roll your own.
But if you're a buff guy, that's kind of what you do, right?
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Sure?
Can I hold a commander's call for if somebody really biffs what they're trying to do?
I kind of wish I
You
was
could,
what
you
you
could retroactively do that here if you want.
What did you do?
I really biffed trying to command him to say, "Oh, I'm impressed."
Oh, you're good.
Well, I can't make you attack, dodge, or move out of that, so I can't really help you with that. But if somebody else tries a feat of acrobatics or attack or something like that, I can make them make a dodge action to avoid whatever or
Okay.
move out of the way.
We'll resolve Mike's next.
Okay.
And then you can either provide him with advantage or fix his shit if he fucks it up.
And if it doesn't happen, then my inspiring presence is just inspiring.
So is he seated or standing, or what's going on?
I'm going to say he's standing behind a desk.
Okay.
It's your front entry of this big long house, big wooden beefy desk in front of you. It's probably like a nerdy little dude with an overbite
Big,
and
tall stool behind it.
And
and he's standing on a crate because he's named Eugene, right?
he's big,
so he's just
round
barely
glasses.
looking over the table.
Yeah.
He must be standing on a crate.
I take my hammer, my lucerne, and I go, and it lights up in flames, and then I disappear, and the hammerhead appears behind his head as it comes down as I misty step behind him.
All right. Well, give me a spell check,
He
I
can
guess.
just feel.
Would be like 6 spells in one action.
You're allowed to use spells for free right now.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
it's a flavor thing. So give me with advantage a spell check.
17 plus 4, I guess.
21.
21. Okay. So that was very inspiring. And then we'll go back here.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
I think it's more like I'm just tossing a dagger around very fast. So it's like I'm flipping it, like it was a butterfly knife or something.
Yeah.
I'm flipping it around and just being all...
You can have a butterfly knife if you would like.
There we go. Well, I called it a dagger here, but sure.
But you also could have a butterfly.
Trying to make it
Flavored.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe like I throw it down and it stabs into the desk.
God damn it! Everybody's always stabbing my desk.
Not going so well.
You want to roll now?
Okay, so give me one roll, and we'll see if you roll
If
a
it-
1.
if it
If
needs
you roll
it.
a 1, then something...
Is it 12 plus 4, 16?
Okay, then you could choose to roll with advantage if you would like to give him the help on that instead of negating the...
What's that say?
12.
Double 12. So 16 each.
Plus an
Yeah,
attack.
so they're both 16.
Okay, perfect. So that succeeds as well. So we had 2 people that succeeded in the challenge by more than 5, which was you 2. And so collectively you succeeded on 5 successes or more. And you actually succeeded on a total of 6, so you get 1 additional success. So he's going to say to you guys, all right, I think you got something going here. This is going to be pretty good. I was going to give you like a healing potion each for the journey, but I'll give you 1 extra one for the group. What do you think of that?
Yeah, as a leader, I'll take that one, no problem.
Okay, Maximus. I mean, you sure? He also hands you a map with a circled area and says, okay, so now this is the area. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to watch out for...
Everyone gets 1.
yeah, everyone gets 1, and then he's got 2 right now. Just make sure you watch out for the Crassus and the Wobbly Gobblers as you make it out there. They've been spotted along the path.
The wobbly gobblers?
And the Crassus.
Do you know about them, Jareth?
The Wobbly Gobblers?
Yeah.
I think I get different ones at my end.
You're fairly intelligent with your skills, are you not?
Yep.
You could roll me a intelligence
Roll the
knowledge
wobbly
check.
gobbler.
Give me a
A gobbler check.
occultism or arcana, whatever you...
I'll do occultism. Nat 20 plus
Oh.
4, so it's 24.
Ooh.
I know.
You know all about the wobbly gobblers.
I know about any type of gobbler.
It's a technique.
So you
You
know
studied it for years.
you know about the Crassus. You're keenly aware about these because you did the occult roll. You know that they are kind of an animalistic, like giant toad type creature. And they generally don't work alone. They have broods that follow them around with 1 alpha. And you don't want to fight them. You also know that they fight with echolocation. And that you're going to want to be as quiet as possible while you're wandering through these.
The Crassus are the main problem, you know. They're like these giant, weird, monstrous toads that can hear you really well. They hunt you with noise.
By your sound.
Yeah.
That was going to go great. As I like move my armor, it goes shink shink.
Quite dangerous they are. They'll kill you for sure. But you should be fine with that Huactua. Good luck now.
That should be a spit attack.
It's actually the Crassus, I think, does a Huactua.
Oh.
Yeah. As you leave the guild hall, you guys each have your potion. As you're walking out the entrance, I would imagine you probably walk out first because you're in charge.
Absolutely.
You got to show them where the door is.
It's this is the exit, guys.
You got a map in your hands. He's giving you this map of the area. So
Yes.
you're going to be heading to the east of Cormantor. You're going to be traveling less than a day's travel. Ideally, you might be able to get back that day. It's hard to say. And you're going to be traveling into the Vale of Lost Voices in Cormantor. So you guys have all been around here. You've all done excursions out to this distance. This is just a standard trip for you. So it's the direction. Everyone knows where the Vale of Lost Voices is. You know that it's a swampy and rotten area. And you're looking at the map, and as you're walking out, you bump into a tall, slender woman covered head to toe in weird leather wrappings. And as you...
Oh, mademoiselle. Nice to meet you. I'm Eduardo.
She gives you just a evil look, like it just looks like she wants to kill you or something. And she just walks away.
Was it something
Briskly.
I said?
Briskly walks away. You can roll an insight if you'd like. Or, insight.
Insight. That is a 10.
You just think she's having a bad day.
So you had a bad day.
So you So you know that you're going to be traveling along a road called Rothavir's Road, which heads roughly in the direction you're heading. And then once Rothavir's Road heads off, you're going to have to travel off-road. You're going to have to walk through forest. You're going to have to travel through swamp. I don't know if any of you have tracking skills. Anyone hunter or...
I have survival.
Okay.
Survival.
Okay. Perfect. So maybe the two of you might lead the group if...
I would allow it.
Yeah.
And whenever anybody points something out, you're like, oh yeah, no, I just wanted to see if you notice it
The
too.
noisiest guy should go up front, looking around.
I like this. Yeah.
You don't need to leave today. It wasn't required that you guys leave immediately. If you guys want to do anything in town first.
I'll get some rations for
Some
the
supplies.
trip.
Maybe a feather vest for your armor. What are you looking at me like that for? You're just saying how you're so loud. You don't want to go first.
No.
I can
me.
probably get some blankets from the Blushing Bride.
He's heavy
Alright.
armored.
Yeah, I don't really care. I like the armor I made.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys go first.
Sure.
Can I go into the Blushing Barmaid and grab some blankets and stuff?
I'm
Sure.
not having any of your blankets.
You've all worked together before at
Louder.
the...
Blushing
Miss
Barmaid.
No, you're the only one that goes there. These guys are all a high enough class that they've never actually walked into that building except for you.
My Joe
Your
blow.
Blowjo?
Joe blow.
Below Joe?
My blow is below you.
Below Joe?
Below Joe,
It's
yeah.
below
It's the
Joe.
Below Joe.
It's below the blushing.
But you've all
Blushing
worked.
Barmaid.
You've all worked at the Mistborn before. You know that you can get those things as well here. They'll give them to you because you guys are doing missions for the city. So anyone wants rations, they can have them. If you don't already have camping gear and blankets, they'll give those to you too, either to borrow or you probably picked up one already.
Okay.
Just camp supplies. Just like a random camp supply.
Yeah, there's no equipment that exists in this world, so just put camp supplies down.
Bedroll.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get whatever would be in an explorer's pack. Some torches if you want them.
Right.
Anything you feel like.
Rope.
Yeah.
Just have a bag that we open up and we scrounge around in there and pick out what we need. For
Nobody
the
picked
situation.
artificer, so
No.
I have this handkerchief that I could lay out and unfold. And
just infinite size.
yeah, it's a magic trick I'm working on.
There's actually a roll of toilet paper on his ass.
So I think it's 10:15 now. We'll just call it here, and starting next week, you guys are going to do a encounter, a traveling encounter, which is just going to be another skill check based on what you guys think you can do to help navigate. So you two can do survival.
What? Okay, level plus MIGs for rest points. What is cap?
Cap is where?
When you're looking at rest points and grit points.
Like your max?
I guess you must have a max amount of rest points.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you put your
Grit-
max there and
Grit points is 2.
modify the one to the left.
2 plus your con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are great. I think they
Charisma.
reduce the damage half or something. Like, they're pretty powerful.
Does everyone have?
Yeah, anyone with a positive charisma has.
I don't.
Rest points, though, if you have negative strength, does it become 0? It's a level plus MIG.
So your level.
I think
plus
there's
mine.
I'm pretty sure there's a minimum.
So the minimum most definitely is 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely are capable of resting. Somehow. But I don't, I'd have to look up what that.
Grit points, charisma plus 2.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
okay.
good little start.
That's good. You gotta record an outro now.
Slap your pee-pee, boys, we're going home.
And that's all she wrote.
Well, I think those are good intro and outros.
That,
One
that,
of a
that
kind.
ties into the skip regret. That's it. And then we cut to black.